felt like you're doing all of the work in bed while she just lays back and enjoys? Well, my friend, you might just be in a relationship with a pillow princess. Stick around because I'm going to get into all of the details. We're going to talk about how this happens, how to change it, and I'm probably going to call myself out a little bit in the process. If you are someone who wishes that their partner would put in a little more effort into your sex, or if you're just curious about why certain women are prone to pillow princess-ship while others are a little more active in their participation, then this video is for you. Because I'm going to break down all of the different ways and reasons that women fall into this category, as well as what you can do to shift this dynamic without any pressure or any guilt tripping. All right, if you're not exactly sure what a pillow princess is, put simply, it is someone who happily enjoys receiving but rarely reciprocates. It is a term that actually stems from the lesbian community, but I think that we're all capable of imagining where this term gets its name. I'm sure you could think of one or two experiences that you have had that meet this definition. So if you feel like you're working overtime to please her but rarely seeing any effort in return, listen up, because the key to getting her off of the pillows and onto your is making her want to be more involved, not feel like she has to be. Before I get into the specifics of how to do that, it's important to understand why women fall into this pattern in bed. The truth is that yes, some women are naturally more passive in bed, while others might not even realize that they aren't putting in equal effort. Understanding what's beneath her pillow princess ways is the first step to creating some lasting change in your sex life that will benefit everyone. Let's dive in. Why she might be a pillow princess. Number 1, nervousness or inexperience. Before you assume that being a pillow princess makes her a lazy lover, please consider the fact that she might just not know what to do. I mean, women are encouraged to be sexually passive in so many ways by our society. It's not like we're encouraged to take charge and be aggressive in bed. Even if she doesn't know it, this subliminal messaging might be making her feel uncomfortable about taking charge in the sack. She also may just be straight up inexperienced. I mean, if you don't know what to do and your partner just ends up, controlling the situation and driving anyways, it can feel much more comfortable to just lay back and let them lead rather than put yourself out there by trying something that's unfamiliar. Number 2, her past has set the tone. Now, the second reason that she may be a pillow princess is because it's simply what she's used to. Maybe in her past relationships, giving wasn't really expected of her. Now, in my opinion, the best sex has 2 active givers and receivers who are taking turns doing both. But not everyone is there, and sometimes you need to work together to get to a more equitable relationship. Even just in your relationship, if she's historically been more on the receiving end, she might just genuinely think that you like being in a more giving position. And if you haven't actually talked about it, then you never know. She may secretly be just waiting for you to ask her to take the reins. Number 3, it's her genuine preference. There is a chance that she is a pillow princess through and through. Some women just prefer to receive more than they like to give. And while that might not be your preference for a partner, there is nothing wrong with it. Now, if you're both totally happy and satisfied with that dynamic, then I love that for you. But if it's leaving you feel a little disappointed in your sex life, then I think it's worth having a quality conversation about. So let's talk about how to do that. Now, the key with bringing up any issue in your sex life is doing it with kindness, care, and curiosity. I get it. You want her to put her back into it once in a while. I don't blame you. But the last thing that you want to do is make her feel bad about herself or feel guilty or feel like she has to change her behavior in the bedroom. Not only will that not work in the long run, it's also just not cool. It's not how you build a fulfilling sexual dynamic. So then how do you get princess off the pillow? Tip number 1, make her feel both safe and desired. As I mentioned, it is possible that she's reserved in bed simply because she's nervous or inexperienced with taking command. If she's shy, you have the power to build up her confidence with you. The key is creating an environment where she feels like she can do no wrong. And actually, that starts well outside of the bedroom. The thing about female sexuality is that most often what gets us horny is the feeling of being desired. If you want her to turn up for you in bed, try leading the charge by making her feel sexy in small ways throughout the day. Like a simple compliment about how good she is at something even totally unrelated will go a long way. In addition to telling her how much you desire her and how much you enjoy the sex that you're having, make sure to also tell her that you admire the way that she mothers your children. Tell her that you're so impressed by her ability inability to maintain the social calendar and all the events going on. Tell her that you love the way that she stood up for herself against that nosy neighbor. Also, make sure to compliment where she is crushing it in the sex department. Any activities that are adjacent to your sex life, because this will help her to build up her self-trust. So tell her you love the way she kisses you, that her touch has such a magic quality, that she's so good at these things. These small words and gestures will go a long way towards helping her build her confidence and getting her to a point where she feels comfortable exploring new sexual experiences. On this note, the best way to get her to match your efforts while you're having sex is through positive reinforcement, which is my second tip. Affirm, never pressure. The last thing you want to do is to make her feel like you're disappointed in your sex life or pressure her into doing something that she isn't yet comfortable with. Instead, the most straightforward way to get her to do more is to focus on the positives. This is true with all of us, right? For example, maybe she is giving you head, but not for long enough. Instead of saying what she isn't doing or complaining, tell her how incredible it feels when she does it. Tell her how good she is at it, how much you love it. Be specific about how it makes you feel. And then tell her that you really love it when she takes her time and moves slowly. Chances are that she wants you to be satisfied in bed. If she cares about you, if she cares about your pleasure, she probably wants to do a good job for you. So hearing how great she is doing something and how much you love it may be all of the encouragement that she needs in order to take command. You're essentially giving her the permission that she might require to feel safe and motivated enough to do more of what you want. Tip number 3, communicate. I bet you thought that was going to be tip number 1. Communication. Even if you find that gentle affirmations and making her feel desirable are moving the needle, it is always best to have a direct conversation. Communication, when done in a caring and honest way, is so often the first and most critical step towards solving any problem in your relationship. Now, when it comes to talking about more sensitive subjects and expressing your concerns, I always suggest doing it outside of the heat of the moment. Yeah, saying that feels so good, don't stop is certainly one way of expressing yourself. But if you are going to have an actual thorough conversation about your sexual dynamic, you don't want to have her feeling put down or getting her into her head while you're actually having sex. These kinds of conversations often go way better when you're both in a neutral place and a somewhat open emotional state. To start, always lead with the positives. Tell her the things that you love about having with her. Tell her what you appreciate about your connection in general. Don't frame your conversation as a complaint, but rather frame it as you looking for a way to strengthen your bond even further and bring more pleasure into your relationship. I mean, that is what you are earnestly trying to do, right? You can say something like, I love having sex with you. I'd like for us to explore some ways that we can take our relationship to the next level and bring in even more pleasure. Then tell her how much you love when she takes the lead, how turned on you are when you're having sex and there's this give and get, this like equally active participation. Give her specific examples of what it is that you like and what it is that you want. Like if you want her to ride you cowgirl, tell her that. And then you can go show her my video on the subject if she wants to do more research about how to do it right. Yeehaw! Anyway, tell her what you like and then tell her that you'd like more of it. The key is to have an open conversation where you tell her what you want clearly and kindly, and then give her the space to share her side of things. Listen to her with curiosity and see where the conversation takes you both. Tip 4, tap into her hidden turn-ons. Look, this isn't about getting her comfortable with some chore that she doesn't really want to do. It's about making sex amazing for both of you. The truth is, some women don't take an active role in bed because they simply haven't discovered what excites them about it yet. So have an open conversation about her turn-ons and see how they can be used to create more balance in bed. Maybe she likes to feel the power of your desire. Maybe she really gets off on watching you react. Maybe she loves the performative aspect of putting on some sexy lingerie and getting to call the shots. Maybe she needs to develop some kind of dominant persona and explore her inner dominatrix in order to really get in the mood. No matter what it is, exploring her desires will shift the focus from an obligation to her own pleasure. This way, we're moving away from the make her feel good about giving narrative and help her find what genuinely excites her about giving narrative. And that is a lot more potent. And for my final tip, number 5, give it time, take it slow. If y'all are used to doing things in a certain way, it is unwise to expect a total 180-degree turnaround overnight. When making big changes, and yes, this is a big change, to any sexual dynamic, it's best to give her a bit of room to breathe and continue to focus on the things that you love about sex with each other while simultaneously working to make it even better. She might need some time to figure out what excites her, what gets her over her nervousness, what her objections and internal barriers to taking charge are. Or she might just need some time to process that you've been dissatisfied. No matter what it is, the key here is moving one step at a time, celebrating each move in the right direction and staying focused on the end goal instead of on how long it is taking to get there. I want you to have the opportunity to stay connected while you are working towards this. That is what's going to make your sex life the best possible. And of course, if you do see zero interest or no movement or no effort on her end, it might be time for a conversation that's facilitated with another person, a coach, a therapist, someone who knows a lot about sex and relationships, because sex can be complicated. Sometimes we're so much in the thick of it that we can't actually see the forest for the trees of our own sex life. Sometimes it takes a bit of time and effort to get on the same page. But as long as you're both invested in each other's pleasure and the relationship, there are very few issues that cannot be overcome. Both you and your partner deserve to feel deeply satisfied in bed. And if you approach this issue and any other with kindness, patience, and curiosity, you're a whole lot more likely to get there. Let me know in the comments your experiences. Have you ever successfully transformed a pillow princess? What is the opposite of a pillow princess? I'm gonna say riding queen. Yeehaw! Take control queen. I don't know. Please workshop that with me in the comments. Let me know, and let me know any other experiences or pieces of advice that you have to share. And while you're down there, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. I'm Caitlin V. I will see you here later. Bye.